Melaye would tell us what the trending topics are. Hello, Himai. Free speech.
Hello, Tibe. Hello,
good morning.
Good morning.
Are you feeling stifled?
Did I just,
no,
is that what I'm saying?
just a statement. The United Nations Declaration of Human Rights says that free speech is a human right. Okay. Good morning, Nigerians, and welcome to Kakaaki Social. I am Ibom Air, your anchor on this segment. On this segment of the show, we spotlight the issues shaping conversations in the Nigerian social media. If you snatch ballot boxes, you will be shot dead, you will die, you will be killed. These are the words of Festus Keyamo, senior advocate of Nigeria, while making an appearance on Tuesday on Channels Television. But a defining opinion from Senator Dino Melaye says that you cannot fight illegality with illegality. Both men took shots at each other on Tuesday on Channels Television. Festus Keyamo saying that if you snatch a ballot box, you're going to be shot dead, you're going to be killed, basically re-echoing the statements and the words of the president that those who steal ballot boxes are doing it at the risk of their own life. Pulse Nigeria 247 brought us this video following the statement made by President Buhari on the fate of ballot box snatchers. Senator Dino Melaye and Festus Keyamo, in an interview on Channels TV, threw shots at each other while sharing their opinions on the president's statement. Let's take a look at this video.
He will do it at the expense of his own life.
So I want to tell Nigerians there's nothing wrong with that statement. Whoever wants to snatch ballot boxes, be prepared to pay for it with your life. If you are shot dead, that is what they call justification and excuse. And if you are charged to court, you also die. Any way you do, whether you die on the spot or you are charged to court, you under robbery or treason, you will still die. Either way, you will die. Don't snatch ballot boxes if you don't want to die.
We have credible information.
What my brother and friend Festus is saying, in essence, is that we should cure illegality with illegality. Basically, that is what he's saying. And it's actually very ridiculous and laughable that a lawyer, SAN of his status, will defend this gross incompetence of the president as okay.
Please, Dino Melaye, with all respect, find more time to spend in the classroom than, in hospitals and all the theatrics you play. If you had spent more time in your criminal class, you will understand that it is not all the time that law enforcement agencies, when they kill people at the scene of crime, using violence and force, that is an illegality.
You need a court of law to make such pronouncements, not the president of a country to make declaration of death on people who have committed offense. He has no such powers. It's not a judge, it's not a justice, it's not an officer of the law. He cannot make such pronouncements. And it's disgraceful that you are here defending what is supposed to be shameful. Your kids are watching this program.
Don't snatch ballot boxes if you don't want to die.
Okay, let's take a look at more conversations on that development. Don Dekojo tweeting, sharing another video with us, said, watch Dino Melaye take Festus to the cleaners with a landmark judgment on the right to life. I would be ashamed if I'm Keyamo's client. Let's take a look at this video.
The anti-jungle justice bill is my bill. And President Muhammad Buhari signed that bill into law December 2 years ago. And that bill is my bill. And what the president have done is an endorsement of jungle justice. What the president have done, he is a lawyer. He knows what happened in Ballot versus government of Oyo State, where a criminal that has been sentenced to death, talking about the right to life, who has been sentenced to death already, because his death warrant has not been signed by the governor of the state, he was executed. But the court held that his family be compensated, that despite the fact that he has been condemned to death, he still have right to life. But he is endorsing now, the statement of the president, saying that without going through prosecution, without legal trial, a man can be killed. Yeah, that is what Festus Keyamo is saying.
All right.
Okay, Senator Dino Melaye making legal references there from Chuksi on Face. Keyamo has always had his way on Channels TV because of his aggressive, abrasive style of engagement. Today, he met his boss in Dino Melaye. If it is calm, factual analysis you want, Dino is okay with it. But if it is rough you want, Oya Wagba. And from Ogbeni Sketel, tweeting said, I watched the battle between Festus Keyamo and Dino Melaye on channels. Dino is obviously no match to Festus. If I were Buhari, I would make Keyamo the Attorney General of the Federation at the next level. Ogbeni Sketel tweeting. And then from Twitter user Nigerian247, in Dino's next life, he wouldn't debate his son on the national TV. All he tried to do was cite moral decadence, debauchery from his elementary knowledge of law, while Keyamo lectured him on the Criminal Law Act. Shehu should have allowed Dino to sing and dance instead of that huge disgrace. From Nigerian247, we saw that tweet, and from Uncle Ajala, Dino Melaye literally turned Keyamo a son to a sand on national TV. Dino cited cases to defend his point. Festus Keyamo was just sweating under AC. How can you even defend a president that signed law against jungle justice and still promoting jungle justice at the same time? From L. Linus tweeting said, I watched Dino and Keyamo last night on Channels TV and I felt pity for Nigeria. Buhari is a small part of the problem. Those vuvuzelas that speak for him, those ones who he takes their counsel, those guys are ready to set fire to this country as long as they remain in his good books. From that Twitter user Gary Papi, we saw that Ibuka Akara tweeting said, Keyamo and Dino used to be human rights activists in the past. How times and people change. From Ebuka Akara, we saw that tweet. Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has said that we are bound to obey Buhari. That was responding to Atiku Abubakar, the PDP presidential candidate. And details of that report, Tukur Buratai, Chief of Army Staff, says the army is bound to obey orders from the constituted authorities, dismissing Atiku Abubakar's call for the military not to obey President Muhammadu Buhari. Further on that report, let's take a look at the next slide. Re-echoing Buhari, Buratai said those who try to interfere with the electoral process must be dealt with appropriately. Quote, one of our core values is loyalty to constituted authority. It is unfortunate to hear persons who are aspiring to rule this country are inciting the army to disobedience, he said, and then continued, we have consistently stated our position in the political dispensation to remain neutral and apolitical. However, direct and public incitement of the Nigerian military against democracy and constituted civil authority will not be tolerated. The Chief of Army Staff speaking there. And yesterday, Akwa Ibom State launched its own airline, and that issue dominated a lot of conversations yesterday on Twitter. Akwa Ibom State has acquired 3 Bombardier aircrafts for the commencement of Ibom Air, a commercial airline undertaking in partnership with private sector investors. The governor tweeting yesterday said, aviation development cannot be underemphasized if my vision for an industrialized state must be actualized. Hashtag Ibom Air. This was trending yesterday. The Senate President, who also attended that event, tweeted and said, congratulations to Governor Udom Emmanuel and the great people of Akwa Ibom State on today's commissioning of Ibom Air. Such projects demonstrate the ingenuity of PDP-led governments and the commitment of our party to create jobs and encourage commerce across the nation. And then we take a look at this video. First aircraft of Ibom Air is here. Thank you, Mr. Udom Emmanuel. Congratulations, Akwa Ibom. Let's take a look.
Wow, wow, this is lovely. This is lovely. Congratulations, Akwa Ibom. Ibom Air is live. This is the first aircraft arriving. This is wow, wonderful. It's a reality. God bless Governor Udom Emmanuel. Wow.
And we saw comments yesterday. Badass Builder tweeting said, seeing your state of origin trend on social media for the right reasons should make you a proud citizen. Ibom Air from Ifya Bunike. Ibom Air is another big reason to restructure this country. While Nigeria fretted over Nigeria Air, albeit with so much fanfare, Akwa Ibom launches Ibom Air with aircrafts we can see with designated routes without force. Restructure and let each state grow at their own pace. And of course, there's this report that is trending in the social media right now. The Ghanaian Immigration Service has raided several Nigerians living in Ghana illegally. According to the Ghanaian Immigration Service, some of these Nigerians are living in safe houses that they are using for cybercrime and prostitution. And we've seen a video that captured the moments where some of them were arrested and asked to sit in very inhuman conditions. The Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana, Ambassador Michael Bikoye, has protested the inhuman treatment of Nigerians by the Ghana Immigration Service with the deportation of 723 Nigerians between 2018 and 2019. Bikoye said that at this at the meeting between him and the Comptroller General of the GIS, Kwame Taki, in Ghana. The news agency of Nigeria reports. The High Commissioner said 723 Nigerians were deported on alleged illegal stay, cybercrime and prostitution between January 2018 and January 2019. Let's take a look at this video. Okay, we'll take a look at the comments on Instablog Nigeria yesterday from Last Craft Official. I know blame Ghana, it's our corrupt politicians that have made Nigeria so unbearable. From Juliet Tiberi, Chai, from Ghana must go to Nigerians must go. So sad. I hope they will not bring out Nigeria must go back. From Atunusha Perkins, small Ghana of yesterday, Chai, see them videoing laptops. So someone cannot own a laptop and be in your country. And of course, we've seen an endorsement yesterday from Lagos-based pastor Reverend Yomi Kasali endorsing President Muhammadu Buhari's election in 2019. And we've also seen an endorsement from superstar artist Davido endorsing Atiku Abubakar. Let's take a look at this issue that was trending yesterday. What Nigeria needs now is a moral leader like Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, etc., and not a politician or a businessman. Nigerians should vote character rather than charisma. Reverend Yomi Kasali yesterday from CBN Gov Akin, we saw that video. Let's take a look at this video.
I would like to, I would like to reply Mr. Sita and what I would like to say is that Nigerians should go out on Saturday, vote for character, not charisma. That's all. We need moral leaders to change our country, not politicians. Not politicians. If you go all over the world, those that have indeed reformed are moral leaders, not businessmen, not politicians, moral leaders. We lack moral leaders in today's Nigeria. I asked a group of people a few weeks ago, can you name 5 moral leaders in Nigeria today? In the mold of Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, they scratched their heads and couldn't name 3. Buhari was one of the few, or the 2 they named. We need moral leaders. All right, that's all. We want to get that. God bless.
Okay, and we take a look at this one. Isima Ode tweeting said Davido asks Nigerians to vote right and endorses Atiku for president. Let's take a look at this video very quickly.
Yes, my people in Nigeria, it's your boy Davido. As you guys may know, we have elections coming up this weekend. I want you guys to defend your votes. Go out, don't let them intimidate you. As for me, I'm voting for Atiku. I'm gonna need you guys to go do the same. Vote PDP worldwide. You already know. We're coming to change everything. That they change and affect you.
Thank you, man.
Okay, that was Davido endorsing Atiku Abubakar for president. And how will young Nigerians vote in 2019? And will women be playing a role in the forthcoming elections just less than 48 hours away from now? Well, Budget has released a report on the number of Nigerians who have registered to vote, the voting patterns expected in the 2019 presidential elections. And joining me to have that conversation is Shakir Akorede, a communications associate with Budget. Thank you for coming on the show this morning. So you've just released this report. Let's go on to the next slide and take a look at details of this report. With 84 million total number of registered voters for Nigeria Decides 2019, there's 15.3 million increase from 2015. Which states gained more votes? Who determines who wins what? What's youth and female representative percentage? Budget is elated to release the first ever elections voters guide and fact book. Let's go on and take a look at the next slide, which captures how many Nigerians registered during the elections. We can see that in 2019, 84 million Nigerians are said to have registered to vote. And compared to 2015, which was 68 million, we've seen a dramatic rise in the number of people who have registered to vote. What accounts for this?
Well, first and foremost, the number of registered voters has increased by some 15 million. 15 million, yes. Showing that Nigerians are more interested in the election. So when we have this, we take it as a responsibility to break down the data, the figures. Let's see. In the first place, we need to check the veracity of these numbers. So coming up with our own research and the first ever fact book telling us, giving us breakdown analysis of the data. Okay. Now, it's a lot of information. States with increased numbers, states with increased, regions with increased figures. In fact, regions with some decrease in their capacity, in their electoral weight as of 2015.
Yeah, Shakira Kodi, like I was asking earlier, we've seen 84 million this year compared to 68 million in 2015. During the course of your research, did you discover any reason for this increase?
The reasons are genuine. It's just the
people just wanted to come out.
The turnout.
People got more interested this year.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so I can see 22.3 million are students, about 13.6 million are farmers, and housewives 11.8 million, traders 7.6 million, and business people 10.8 million, and civil servants 5 million, and 4.5 million are artisans, and public servants who are registered to vote about 2.29 million. Let's go on to the next slide very quickly and take a look at more details. Which states gained more registered voters compared to 2015? Which states had the least growth in voters population? Numbers that matter. Okay, let's take a look at that in the next slide as well. The states that gained more, which states gained more registered voters compared to 2015 figures? I can see FCT is taking the lead here with 52.57% increase.
Yeah, you should bear in mind that having an increase or the highest increase in the recent number of registered voters doesn't mean you now have the highest number of voters.
Yes.
So we're just taking you through the analysis. At least you want to see the performance of states.
Performance of states, yes.
So from this, the next thing you have is, okay, in the actual fact, which state exactly has the highest number of registered voters?
There's something interesting here. I can see Enugu, Abia, and Ebonyi, which are southeast states, featuring prominently here.
Very prominently.
And we witnessed a lot of voter apathy in the southeast during the last election. Does this also suggest that people in that region are more interested now?
Obviously, that's obvious to all Nigerians. We can all see people are interested. Not only in those regions.
Not only, but particularly 3 states from the southeast, Enugu, Ebonyi, and Abia are featuring here. And then the states that recorded the least growth in voters population, incidentally, I think Kano has the least in terms of the number of people that are voting, in terms of increase, 9.69% we can see there.
If you go to those states with slight decrease, I think Kano has a slight decrease, if you check it. And Lagos now has the highest, although...
But Lagos is at 12.85% in terms of...
overall,
the increase of voters. The
voters increase of voters. But when you check the overall, yes.
Okay, let's go on quickly to the next slide and see more details from this report by budget. Which state's geopolitical zone has the highest voters numbers at today? Let's take a look at the next slide very quickly. That has the details of that. As we can see, Lagos has 6.570 million, 291. Ekiti is the least, and it was the same thing in the last election. Is this a population issue or the fountain of knowledge? People in the fountain of knowledge are not interested in
we did a long research. What we got to understand about Ekiti is the last election had a huge effect, a negative one to say, on the Ekiti people as well as Osun.
Okay.
So our analysis shows that in that particular state, in those 2 states, people are scared.
Okay.
And out of that, they feel, oh, so far that I cannot come out to express my electoral opinion, that is who I want to vote for. So what's the big deal? So they are not interested
in the process. Okay, that's what accounts for what we are seeing here with Ekiti at the bottom of this table. Let's go on very quickly and take a look at voters registration by geopolitical zones. Of course, from this analysis, the Northwest has the highest number, 20.15 million. That explains why also Kano State is featuring very prominently in this election.
That's the hot spot.
And of course, okay, let's go on very quickly and take a look at other details of this report. 2015 elections had the lowest voters turnout in Nigeria's history since inception of the Fourth Republic in 1999. Why 2019 elections has the highest registered voters? How many of 2019's registered voters will go out and vote? We can't really predict that, but we
this is a tweet. What we're doing here is to encourage. In that tweet, what we're doing is to encourage people to go out.
Okay, voters turnout by region. That's 2015. So the South had the highest voter turnout in 2015.
Yes.
Followed closely by the Northwest.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on very quickly also and take a look at if numbers mean anything in elections, Nigerian youth can easily determine who becomes the next president, the next Senate president, the next speaker, senators, House of Rep members, state governors, and local government chairmen. How well are you ready to use your power? There is a poser for Nigerian youth, right? Let's go on very quickly and take a look.
I think we should say here, earlier you mentioned the categories of people, students, housewife, and all of that.
Yes.
Let's make it clear that we have 51% of registered voters are youth. 51%.
51%.
That's more than 40 million. So, and this is what this tweet is saying. So if we have more than average of registered voters who are youth of Nigeria, definitely and obviously you have that power to decide who rules and who leads the next dispensation. But an important feedback we get is, oh, you have these figures, but we have to know how many of these. Take a look at
that breakdown one last time before we quickly close this up, and then you can see the elderly 51 to 70-year-olds account for 15.22%, and 51.11% are young people.
Yes, and
which we captured this earlier. When
as a breakdown of
all of this. So we are expecting that young people will really come out and vote.
We cannot expect
on
anymore.
Saturday.
2 days ago,
because of the
2 days ago, Budget made a press release asking INEC to declare to Nigerians how many Nigerians exactly have gotten their PVC. This is, we said, a vague number. When we said Nigerians, 84 million registered to vote in 2019 elections, that's vague and susceptible to malpractices. Now we need to know. We need to know how many of these 51%.
We really have to go now. So this is the much we can take this morning. So viewers, sorry for the short time we have. Thank you so much, Ake, for coming on the show this morning. Well, this is where we draw the curtain this morning on Kakaaki Social. Please follow the conversation on all our social media platforms at Kakaaki Social on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kakaaki Social. I am Ohimaya Maize. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, Kakaaki continues. Stay tuned.
Please, can I see?